Grand Rising. Happy Tuesday. I pray that everybody woke up in a positive and productive mindset this morning. If you didn't, I pray that God helps you through that today and restores your positivity. I'm here to do a video about one of the watch hour shifts. I've posted 2 already, and I'm working through the rest of them. And in the meantime, I'm doing more research on each of the shifts. But today I'm going to read the scripture that is associated with the 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. shift. Suggested prayer time is 5:45 a.m. to 6:15 a.m. Sorry, there was a hair on my screen. Dog hair is everywhere. It's just that time of year. I've been trying to keep up with it, but you know, it is what it is. Okay. So the scripture referenced was Exodus 14:24. Chapter 14, verse 24. And I ended up writing 24 through 26. And it came to pass that in the morning watch, the Lord looked unto the host of the Egyptians through the pillar of fire and of the cloud, and troubled the host of the Egyptians. 25. And took off their chariot wheels, that they drove them heavily, so that the Egyptians said, Let us flee from the face of Israel, for the Lord fighteth for them against the Egyptians. And the Lord said unto Moses, Stretch out thy hand over the sea, that the waters may come again upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots, and upon their horsemen. You know, it's just a different timeline. Same energy, different timeline. If you go back in history, I used to think that, you know, history books were history books. It was part of school, you know, But in reality, knowing the history, the true history of this country, of this world, teaches you a lot. Because once you see what's already occurred, you can see how the cycle is repeating itself. Sure, different environment, a different race of people, maybe. But in the end, we all come from the same place. We are all spiritual beings here for a human experience. Our soul is within this vessel, and we are here for a reason. You can choose to believe what you want to believe. That's our right, as given to us by the Creator, that we have free will. We can choose what we believe and what we don't believe. We can choose how we live or how we don't want to live. We can choose to be of the light or to be of the dark. And in reality, it's all about balance. We all have both in us. Yeah, I can be a bee if I want to be a bee, but I don't want to be one. You know what I mean? It's that mindset that we can be whatever we want to be. But what are your intentions? Do you intend on helping others, learning and growing and adapting and flowing? Or do you choose to restrict and deny and to cause pain and to hurt either yourself or others? A lot of times we hurt ourselves in an attempt to hurt others. And I can say this because I've been through it. I don't suggest that, because we just end up hurting ourselves. And it gets us nowhere but stuck. Stuck in a box, stuck in a mindset, stuck in a situation, stuck in an environment. Because, well, it's for different reasons. You know, sometimes it's because we're afraid of the unknown, which You know, a lot of people have a different perspective. Fear, is evidence of the unseen or whatever. But fear is natural. It is mentioned multiple times in the Bible telling us not to fear. And he keeps reassuring us of that because he knows the fear is going to be there. You can't. This is something that was really hard for me to learn and really hard for me to apply to my life. You cannot control the emotions that you feel. You can't. Your emotional response is exactly that. It is your body's way of responding, your soul's way of responding. If something makes you sad, or if something makes you scared, or if something makes you angry, those are natural. But it's up to us as spiritual beings to decide which energies we're going to feed and which energies we're going to let die. You know, when those thoughts pop up in your head, think of it as like those thought bubbles in pictures. You know, the little stickers you used to be able to use to put on a picture and write a little thought in there so you knew what you were thinking or the person was thinking in the picture. Like that. Acknowledge it. Okay, yes, that is something that I am experiencing, or, that is my opinion or my belief, but you don't have to sit with it. You don't have to let it keep melting in the pot of your brain. You can just let it go. No, I don't want to put that ingredient in today. No, I don't want to let sadness control my day. No, I don't want to let politics control my day. Yes, we all have those emotions, those thoughts, those feelings, but it's up to us to decide what we focus on and what we let go. Sometimes, we may need to focus on a thought or a feeling. We may need to dig deeper, cut it open, and find out what's inside. Why do I keep thinking this? Why do I keep feeling this? But that doesn't mean you got to put it in the melting pot. Because if you think about it, that's really what your mind is. It's a melting pot, mixing pot. That's what they used to call the United States. You get all this information all day, every day, real, fake, sad, happy. It's all coming in all the time. Well, the first trick is to block that. Cut out all that excess noise. What you're meant to know, you will know. Or you will have the desire to find out. So many people get consumed by the energy of this world, the things that are going on outside of you, when in reality, it's what's going on inside of you. That's what matters. These politicians aren't going to be up there when you're being questioned of why you made the decisions that you made in this life. Now, that being said, look at that from your own perspective. I have my own perspective and my own opinion about how things function. And for me, mine is changing all the time with different information that I'm getting, different things that I'm experiencing in life. I am, and I hope most of you are, always changing. The way I look at the world is always changing. The way that I look at other people is always changing. The way that I look at myself is always changing. And I encourage anybody else to be the same way. If you are exactly the same person today that you were a year ago, I'm not just talking about your physical, but your spiritual, your emotional, your mental. If you are exactly the same person you were a year ago, you're in trouble. I have always been the type of person that I pride myself on learning and growing and seeing more and doing more and understanding more. But that's something that falls to us as individuals. The world's not going to do that for us. Not at all. They want you to stay stuck in the box. They want you to keep seeing things how they intended for you to see it instead of how it really is. I'm going to stop there. I hope that the scripture, the things that I've said, if nothing else, encourage you to get out and find out for yourself. Be blessed, find peace, and I'll see you next time.